Welcome back to Moans and Bones Reactions. I am Othia the Bones, and this is...
Una the Moans.
Your friendly neighborhood skeleton and ghost doing some reactions, and today we're going to be looking at an SCP. Ooh. This one is a bit shorter, but it is... they are nicknamed The Adults, is the... their name. Yeah. It is,
should I be concerned?
You should. You absolutely should. I actually think they're one of the more interesting concepts. I don't know how well it's developed over time or how integrated they are within like the overall universe, but they are an interesting SCP. So let's get right into it with Volgun.
I think I was gonna say really quick. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's giving me different vibes. But initially, it gave me like a pedo bear vibe. I'm like,
what? No. Well, actually.
But now I'm thinking maybe it's more like
no. Actually,
watching...
you might be somewhat onto that.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
No, let it just be a watching group or something.
This is SCP. They ain't watching.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1788.
I want it.
Object class, Keter.
It's a Keter.
Special containment.
As a reminder, safe Euclid Keter. Very dangerous.
Procedures. Containment of SCP-1788 is currently impossible. Embedded agents in various governments, including those of and are working to enact mandatory roach-in screenings under the guise of tuberculosis eradication as a means.
1 second, I just need to do one thing, guys. I want to make sure. Oh, why did it do that? That's dumb. It selected like the lowest quality for some reason. There, now people can actually read the text better.
Means of pinpointing SCP-1788-1 instances. Any suspected instances of SCP-1788-1 are to be reported immediately to Armed Biological Area 223 Command. Personnel are not to engage suspected instances and should retreat immediately. The Foundation currently has 7 instances of SCP-1788-1 imprisoned in Armed Biological Area 223. Contact with these instances is strictly forbidden outside of approved experiments. Each instance is to be housed in a separate humanoid containment cell. Feeding and cleaning requirements are laid out in Document 1788 CF. No more SCP-1788-1 instances are required for current research purposes. Any newly discovered instances of SCP-1788-1 are preemptively cleared by L5 Command for immediate termination by Armed Mobile Task Force Tau 4. All things bright and dutiful. Description: SCP-1788 is a process, treatment, or other means of biological transformation. A prepubescent human being subjected to SCP-1788 becomes an instance of SCP-1788-1. Currently, the creators or discoverers of SCP-1788 is unknown. Groups of interest are being investigated. Finding the origin of SCP-1788 is considered a Sindri-level priority. On reaching adulthood, SCP-1788-1 instances display predatory behavior towards prepubescent humans. Typically, they will settle in a large urban center, find a form of white-collar employment, then begin tracking prepubescents in the area. Approximately once every 6 months, an SCP-1788-1 instance will attempt to abduct one of the prepubescents it has been tracking and take them to a remote or otherwise unobserved location, where it is subjected to the SCP-1788 process and turned into an instance of SCP-1788-1. Little information has been gathered from captured instances of SCP-1788-1. Instances are of above average intelligence.
Yeah.
Pause. I was gonna say, it just becomes a typical blue class or poor worker or like a Karen.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say the true horror is like it turns into a Karen who just wants to shout at you.
I mean, you're not exactly wrong. It is pretty interesting. So what do you think of this so far? Like, so an instance of it, -1 instance, moves in, becomes a white-collar worker, starts tracking prepubescents within their localized area. And then every 6 months kidnaps one, takes it to a secluded location, and then apparently turns it into another instance of 17881.
It tells you to clean your room, bucko, and gives you the taco.
Yeah, that's what makes you an adult. Makes you an adult.
It turns you into an adult.
Time to be responsible, kid. Clean that fucking room. You know it's dirty. You know it's dirty. You won't get told again. This is your one chance. Like just like scaring the living shit out of the child.
This is how you keep a bank account and write a check.
Well, and it's specifically prepubescent, so like they're pretty young kids. Like this is interesting concept.
Stay a child, never let them make you an adult.
Well, no, they are the adults, and it's apparently making them one.
And show extremely strong resistance to compulsion, coercion, torture, and other forms of information extraction. Every instance to date has also shown signs of malignant narcissism and psychopathy.
Oh, that's
They
good.
generally have a complete lack of empathy, while also showing keen psychological insight. For these reasons, among others, unauthorized contact with SCP-1788-1 instances is strictly forbidden. Individual instances generally do not voluntarily gather or interact, except for the purposes of mating. In fact, when 2 or more instances are placed in the same environment, they typically fight for dominance. This behavior is not gender-linked. Females and males will fight one another in addition to their own genders, and in a mixed gender group, there will only be one dominant individual, who may be male or female. Captured instances are housed separately to minimize damage. Multiple instances have been seen in the same general urban area, but never in a ratio greater than 1 in 100,000 normal humans. Mating.
So what do you think of that? There's very few of them. Only 1 in 100,000 humans. So that there is
like
not
a tiger.
Many. The true adults.
Yeah, they gotta have their hunting grounds.
and they fight
about who's
dominance.
the best adult.
Yeah.
Mating season apparently occurs annually, but is not seasonally linked. Instances in some environments have been observed mating in the summer, while other instances have been observed mating in winter months. SCP-1788-1 instances will exclusively mate with one another. They have no apparent sexual attraction to normal humans. Gestation period for SCP-1788-1 instances is approximately 40 weeks, roughly the same as humans. Their offspring are genetically indistinguishable from normal humans and are not considered anomalous. However, as they are prime candidates for undergoing the SCP-1788 process, their capture or termination is to be considered high priority,
damn.
second only to the termination of SCP-1788-1 instances. SCP-1788-1 Anatomy. It is extremely difficult to distinguish an instance of SCP-1788-1 from a normal adult human, even on close inspection. Individuals show variation as expected from gender and ethnicity, but share certain characteristics in common. SCP-1788-1 individuals appear to be obese, within the range of 150 to 200 kilograms when fully grown. SCP-1788-1 instances have larger than
oh my god,
average eyes, though not enough to appear abnormal on casual inspection. Their sweat contains high levels of potassium and copper, though still within the normal range for an adult human. Though externally normal, their internal anatomy has been extensively changed. SCP-1788-1 instances' long bones and cranium have been reinforced with several heavy metals, and their muscle fibers have been interwoven with structures resembling carbon nanotubes. This gives them durability, strength, and speed well above the human baseline.
Why are they
See
like
document 1788-1
super tech soldiers?
Oh
They
my
just look
god,
like
just
a Walmart boomer.
no, you're not quite understanding yet. Let them
DX
cook.
for measurements and estimates. Level 3 clearance is
Because I think you should pay attention to the freezing. Individuals appear to be obese. Appear.
required. SCP-1788-1 instances possess backup organs and systems for most of their body's vital processes.
Like, what the fuck?
For example, they have a secondary heart lower in the torso,
Durable
which can work in tandem with the primary heart to more efficiently circulate blood, or can function independently as necessary. Certain blood vessels have complex valve structures, allowing instances to close off blood flow to damaged limbs and other areas to prevent excessive blood loss. Other organ systems also have 2 or 3 redundant backups that can take over in the event of the failure of the primary organs. SCP-1788-1 instances also possess a secondary brain located in the upper torso and protected by its own skeletal structure, similar in construction to the rib cage. Currently, the exact function of this brain is unknown. It is known that this brain can continue to function even in the event of the destruction of the primary brain, as demonstrated by Incident 1788-XR-12.
Oh, that sounds like a good incident.
The final difference in the gross anatomy is the appearance of a second pair of arms, located directly below the main pair. These have apparently equal strength and dexterity to the upper pair, and SCP-1788-1 instances are apparently capable of using all 4 arms simultaneously. When not actively hunting, instances hold the lower pair folded closely to their sides, where they are largely concealed by natural bulk. When hidden in this manner, it is virtually impossible to distinguish a clothed instance of SCP-1788-1 from a normal, obese human, except on close inspection.
So that's why they appear obese. It's because they have 2 extra honkin' arms folded in at their sides, hiding away. Oh my god. I forgot about the fact that their muscles have been replaced with like carbon fiber kind of like material. That's wild. It's such an interesting SCP. Horrifying and not something I want to run into. But
This is interview log SCP-1788-1-863. Playing log now.
Please state your name for the record.
I don't need a name. Names are for children.
The driver's license and other materials on your person identify you as... Is that your name?
That's my child name. I don't need it now.
Then I'll refer to you as 863.
Call me what you like. Just don't call me late for supper.
Oh my god.
You were found by our agents outside an elementary school, and documents in your car and apartment include multiple photographs of children taken without their knowledge. Are you a pedophile, 863?
You sick... I'll kill you. You're the pervert. You...
If you're not a pedophile, 863, then why are you observing children?
You think they're children? I can't believe we came from you.
Explain what you mean by that, 863.
That's what I mean. You think you can hurt me with that?
oh, it says they didn't read this part out. SCP-1788-1863 does not speak. Director Mandeville activates the shock collar, which is what we heard, the shocking sound. 863 does not visibly react, and he laughs. And then he says, that's what I mean. You think you can hurt me with that.
You're a failure, Doctor. You don't even know what you are.
Would you care to elaborate, 863?
You wonder why your scientists haven't found any anomalous implants in our bodies? Why we have no surgical scars? Why our genes are pure, unmodified, human? Because we are human, Doctor.
Your x-rays don't look very human, 863.
We don't look like you. We're not failures. We're not children.
You regard us as children?
You still look like children. You aren't finished.
What do you...
You're stunted. Incomplete. You're like the amphibian that grows up to breathe water instead of air. The eggs I watched, they must hatch into us. They need to be finished.
So you abduct them to complete their metamorphosis?
We don't need companionship.
Yeah.
We don't live like you in herds. Each one of us knows what we need to do, and each of us is capable of it.
And what do you want us to do?
Grow up. Or die.
But I'm kind of like, see, they're just giving you
That about
your
does it for today.
grown up and
Thank you all for
metamorphosis.
listening, if indeed you still are. And you were all dismissed.
So you what? Like, go ahead.
I was just saying they just they're trying to help you grow up. See.
Oh my, yeah.
Get out
I
of
mean,
your
you were
metamorphosis, clean
wrong,
room,
but
fucko.
I think you didn't think forearm, extra organ, super muscle carbon fiber was
But,
the path of that. But well, it's interesting
It is superior. I mean,
well, that and but
apparently.
they apparently lack empathy, but have like strong psychological like intellect in terms of like understanding people's psychological states and how to manipulate them.
yeah. They they emphasize obviously in this like how they abduct children or mate, but like they can already mate, so why it's almost weird that they have a drive to also make more of them.
I think the actor did it well there. Like when he called us children, there's like disdain in his voice.
Yeah.
So clearly they would probably want to change as many children into themselves as possible, because to them, they are the complete, fully grown human.
But I'm trying to get like what's the day-to-day like get ready with me. Adult boomer, white class boomer. SCP. What do they do day to day besides like fight for dominance and mate and abduct children?
Stalking children requires a lot of time, I'm assuming, without getting caught.
Does he just work his? Because like, what do they do? They're into like just work the white collar job. Like, what do they do?
Well, that's not their goal.
Like,
Their goal is to change people to fully grow, I think, is like their main purpose. See, the problem is we don't know the source. Like, we don't know like ground zero.
Yeah, what created it?
What started the adults? We just know of their existence. So we don't know if it's like a human mutation that was caused by some anomalous thing or what.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I need the vlog. What's their, after even everyone's like adults, what's their end goal? What's
I
their
don't even know if
like,
the process that
they
they
have
do,
empathy.
like, if it has ever been observed, like what they do to a child specifically.
Yeah.
So all of that is up in the air. And they seem pretty hard to take
Wouldn't they just
down,
want to be
honest.
dominant instead?
Well, to be
In
dominant,
the white collar industry.
well, they might be like
Above
a
everyone
boss
else.
above someone, like above controlling a team. I could see like them working like a high level construction position, because they're also quite strong, and they wouldn't need their other two arms to prove that.
As I said, there's a white collar. I'm like, this makes sense for all bankers in like Wall Street. I was gonna make a joke. But I didn't
A
want to
banker?
interrupt.
Oh my god! No, you can interrupt anytime. We can pause these. It's fine. We're
It's
still
like,
new to doing these, guys, so give us
they
time.
lack empathy. I see. It all makes sense now.
Oh my god! Well, yeah. I mean, but there's quite few of them. 1 in 100,000. I mean, it's still a ton,
Yeah, I know.
but-
It's just
Goodbye.
a joke.
Goodbye. Okay,
But they're so
let's make
smart.
sure
They're a
that-
driving force. Okay.
a driving force. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't think they care about much other than what they want to do. Though.
But that's like my point. Like that seems to be their main purpose.
Yeah, and again, we don't. What the source would matter most, I think. Whatever is giving them this kind of guidance, even like
Yeah, what
genetically.
happened?
Yeah, exactly. What caused these adults to exist? When I found them, I always thought they were an interesting SCP, one of like the smaller but more like kind of interesting nugget SCPs in the universe.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh god, these things are around, and I wouldn't even know it.
Just side iron.
Just well, and the thing
All
is
the root
theoretically
bosses
they
and stuff
abduct
now.
the child, do what they do, and then place the child back. So they're not even caught. The child might not even be aware of what exactly happened, or is already turned and doesn't care.
Yeah, it will finish its larval form.
It'll just grow over the next course of the few days and then become part of normal society somehow. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's the adults.
Yeah, pretty freaky, kind of weird.
Yeah, cool concept. All right, guys. Thanks for watching our reaction, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.